Yo, can you guys hear me okay? Let's go ahead and get this call going. Um, just want to, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for showing up. And let's have an incredible week. Let's have an amazing week filled with opportunities, filled with things and experience to learn and take, filled with profitability, prosperity, and abundance, filled with love. Let's have an incredible week. All right. And as we're doing the call today, I'm also going to be journaling because so last night I had a really long night working on the yard because it's so fucking hot during the day that I can't work on it unless it's like nighttime. So I stayed up mad late yesterday. I woke up a little late today. Actually, woke up like maybe like 30, 40 minutes ago. And so I didn't get a chance to journal today. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to be telling you guys at the moment where I take the screenshot for my morning markups, okay? And so, okay, on a monthly perspective, guys, I'm pretty long-term bullish to these highs. I know that you guys have seen me, or if you've been with me for a couple of months, if you've been here repetitively, you know that these highs really look enticing. Okay, now really the only thing that really kind of worries me about this month is not necessarily that we're going to get there this month, okay, but what I want to take note of is the fact that we are diving into the third week of August. And since the start of August, you guys can see here, this was July, right here, okay? Since the start of August, we created a low here last week or 2 weeks ago, and then we've been pumping to the upside and been bullish, quite bullish actually. We've been quite bullish since. So that's 2 consecutive weeks of bullish price action on DXY. So now we are, halfway through the month, through the trading month. We got another 17 days on it. And for me, if I see another really bullish week, I'm going to anticipate somewhat of a retracement from here to the end of the month. Okay? I'm going to anticipate some sort of retracement or pullback from here to the end of the month. Okay? It doesn't have to happen this week. This week can really just be bullish as hell. But before the end of the month, what this is telling me is consecutive bullish weeks, right? Is we may get our retracement moving forward from here to the end of the month. And Sarah's asking, is your Power of 3 indicator the pro version, as I can't find the right one on TradingView? Yes, it is. It is the pro version. If you guys ever want to learn more about ICT indicators, give me 1 second. I'll put you on real quick. I think everyone should follow this guy. Give me 1 second. I got you. This guy right here, 2 degrees. He is incredible with making like smart money indicators. Okay, so you can go to his website here and then level up with the pros, right? And here he has a bunch of pros. Higher time frame Power of 3 pros right here. And I just get the yearly with him. Yeah. Yep, this is the guy. This is like this is it. This is if you want. You guys know like I have no affiliation with this guy. He never has spoken to me directly, um, and I don't like indicators. I don't. I'm not a huge indicator guy, but that one changed the game for me. So like, yeah, I always known that I was prone and susceptible to diving into the smaller time frames and not keeping an eye on the higher time frames, and so I made it impossible for myself to do that. Right? I made it impossible for me to not be able to see it. So, anyways, back to the month, right? If I have an incredibly bullish week, like let's go look at an incredibly bullish week, consecutive bullish candles. It's rare to find. See all this big drop right here. Started on a Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday retracement. See, it is very morning, brother. It is very rare for you to see 5 consecutive bullish days from Monday through Friday. It is very rare for you to see, 4 or 5 consecutive bullish weeks from start to finish. It is very rare for you to see that, right? That doesn't mean it's impossible. It's definitely possible, a possibility, but I'm more leaning towards its screen is black. Oh, damn. There it is. Thank you. I closed the other screen and then right? Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Check this out. Look, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, bullish Friday. Okay? If you guys can find like, weeks where it's all 5 days were printed in the same direction, just know that those are rare occasions. Okay? And just like the weekly, it's very rare to see 4 or 5 consecutive bullish weeks that have no retracements, have no pullbacks. It is very rare to see a whole month just print 5 consecutive bullish candles without any pullbacks or retracements. So I'm not saying that we're going to be getting those retracements here soon, but from here to the end of the month, I am anticipating some level of retracement for that monthly candle. It is just way too good. Look at that. After the super liquidity, you can expect a nice impulsive move, but that is super nice right there. Okay, so weekly objectives for me, very obvious. Okay, I'm going for something very clean. Maybe potentially I go for somewhere up here, but really I'm looking at this order block here, right? That white one right there. I'm looking at that right there, and so I'm going to be paying attention to that area. And you can see that high is like midway point, the mean threshold of that order block. So that, maybe we poke into there and we get a retracement to just continue going higher. I'm not sure. I'm looking at this imbalance down here and the opening of the imbalance on the monthly perspective. So for now, this is the screenshot that I'm going to take for my weekly objective, my first weekly objective. So here I transfer it over. You guys probably won't be able to see my Notion, but that's fine. Just know that it's on Notion. Okay. And then from here, whether I'm bullish, I'm bullish or bearish. I always ask myself, in which direction is the market printing? Okay, and that's usually in the direction that I tend to go for. So I'm gonna pick longs for the week. I'm anticipating a bullish closing week. Okay, is there major news this week? There really isn't. If you guys see a lot of red folders for the US dollar, you saw FOMC. It's not the one. It's I forget what it's called, but there's 2 of them back to back, and that's how I know that it's the one. So I'm going to put, nothing here. And then price level. What price level do I anticipate with the week to hit? Okay, my first one is going to be 103.570 flat. Okay, rounded it to that number. All right. And that's, yeah, that's my first objective for the week. And you know, sometimes I'll have multiple, sometimes I'll just have one. It just depends how the week ends up playing out. I'm not here to predict the market. I'm just here to play what I see and anticipate things that are clearly taking place. Hey, good morning, brother. Good morning. Okay, so looking at some bulls. On the daily perspective, obviously it's about the same. So I'm gonna go over here and just print that out for my notes. My B4. This is my screenshot for the daily and my B4. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to NAS. We had the open here in like 4 minutes ago. Nice. This is honestly where I've been wanting us to go for a while now. So cool. We've already hit this objective. You know, I would love to see midway point. I'd be very, very intrigued by going to midway point of that imbalance. And then, you know, there's still a lot of room to drop. So if not, yeah, this is the market. This is where I have my long-term markups. It's here. So we hit that low very nicely. I'm almost wondering if we're just going to continue moving down. It really just going to happen. It's all going to depend on what reaction this imbalance gives us here. Okay? It's all going to be determined of what reaction this imbalance gives us. But anticipate rejection to continue expanding. Because personally, I'm still bearish regardless of that imbalance. Okay. You know, as I mentioned, what invalidates an order block for me? What invalidates an order block for me is a body closure, 50% or more. So for example, let's say this is like your bullish order block here. The moment that this candle, this bearish candle closed 50% or more or beyond of that candle or that order block, that invalidates the order block for me or the point of interest. Okay, so to me, this is extremely bearish and we're going to go for these lows. Okay, so first I want to see us get back into this imbalance here. So I'm going to mark out my first weekly objective there on NASDAQ. That's going to be 14,964. Yep. Okay, so let me take my screen over to NASDAQ. Okay, just going to post this one. We said the bias was short. Kind of goes along with our bullish bias on indices. I mean on DXY. And then over here, 14,964 flat. Okay, and then essentially I really want to see this go 14,900 flat, but you know what? I'm gonna put that instead. 14,900 flat. That seems very logical. It's a little bit lower into that, but I like the threshold between those two. Okay, so that's my objective for the week. My first objective. I'm gonna keep that, and then let's go to the daily. Okay, the daily's been just mitigating to the downside. Anticipate more lows. There's some relative equal lows right here. Previous area of accumulation, most of it is still unmitigated imbalances. So hey, this may give us a rejection to the upside. If there's any level that really interests me to get a rejection from the upside, it's that monthly imbalance that we're trading down into, and of course a previous area of accumulation that has swept major liquidity. Okay, so if we do get a rejection to the upside here, don't be surprised. Bearish for the week, well, you can be bullish for a day or for a session or for an hour. It doesn't matter, right? But anticipate rejection. Now we came to this imbalance order block. We have respected overall everything. This counter trend is still bullish. The 1 hour still slightly bullish, but overall the day is super bearish. And what I really like is the divergence between Dow and Nasdaq today. So Dow over here, let's go to the 1 hour. This right here, guys, is smart money divergence. Okay, one comes into they both come into a previous area of distribution. One takes out the previous daily high. I love these type of divergence setups. They're so clear. One takes the previous daily high. The more bearish one fails to. Okay, and so I'm not saying that Dow can't tank. It will definitely still do its thing, whatever it's got to do. Right? There's still a lot of relative lows for Dow. Okay. So for me on Nasdaq, yeah, I'm just looking for some lows, and I'm going to journal that level right there. Hold on, let me go to the daily. Okay, I'm gonna journal that level right there. So on my daily objective, I'm looking at 15,020 for Nasdaq. Hey, I mean, we may not get the shorts today, but that's overall where I'm leaning more towards. Dow still very high in the range, looking for more lower price action. Looking at that low right there and this previous weekly low. So I'm gonna go for the first one, okay, which is 25,076. And on that one, I'm gonna be pretty precise on it. Given that Dow, I don't see it going as low as Nas. I really don't. I would love to see Dow continue moving higher, but I think it's gonna take its time to do so. Okay, so on TradingView, we're gonna look at we're gonna look at 35,076. Okay, bias is still short. 35,076. First objective. And let's go set the daily. The daily, on a daily perspective, you know what? I would love if we just got here. Okay? Right there. To that first liquidity sweep low. Right there. That's enough for me today to anticipate to get some shorts. Like, I don't need the lows today. We could get the lows today. Definitely. Do I need the lows? Okay, some screenshot there. I just took a screenshot and passed it over to my journal. Oh shit, I did it on the wrong one. 1 second. Okay, I did it on the after instead of before. I see a hand, but I'm not sure if you're saying hi or if you're asking a question. But if you do have any questions, guys, just drop it in the comments. But if you're saying hi, how do you, brother? How are you? And give me just 1 second. I honestly forgot. 1 second. Hmm. 1 second. Yeah, I forgot to log into my account. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna log in while I have you guys here. No worries. It only takes me 2 seconds. Yeah. Dow. More than likely going to be respecting that short right there. You know what? I don't see that low that I marked out earlier on here. I'm on the wrong one. 1 second. Okay, there it is. Got this 15-minute imbalance there. The 1 hour is looking great. The continuation on the downside. This is a bullish imbalance that we overcame. Yeah, great bearish price action so far. NASDAQ. It's coming out of the low. I'm going to wait a little bit on NAS. Yeah. Accumulation on the 15. Give me 1 sec. Got some questions. Looking for NAS shorts on the imbalance as of right now. Oh, yeah. This like 15-minute, I'm sure. I'm going to sit out on it for now myself, but I do like the shorts. I do think the shorts are going to play out nicely. Okay, Sarah says, so when you're looking at NAS and see the most recent 4-hour breaker structure to the upside, do you ignore it because of overall bearish price action on the higher time frame? On the monthly candles below, you can aim for it. So let's go to the 4-hour. Let's define structure first. Right? Because, you know, this was a clear break of structure here. Look. This was a clear break of structure to the upside, but then look at the daily. So now let's even take it further. 4 hours bullish. We print higher. Enough to break on the 4-hour, but the daily remains. And that's what's really pushing me to be on the bearish side. Is looking at structure here. It's the fact that we only made a shift of structure, but after we shifted structure to the upside, you're not incorrect on the bullishness. As in, if you're identifying this as a bullish sign, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is very correct. But besides the fact that we shifted structure to the upside here, you have to ask yourself why. And so when we're pushing down and rejecting down, respecting previous areas of distribution, that's when I will just ignore this bullish price action, because if you look at this whole thing, the higher time frame is still bearish, and so I'm gonna lean more towards that, right? Because we took out liquidity, Asian high. Yes, we tried to shift structure to the upside, but we came up to the extremity of the range and have now continued moving to the downside and respected this previous area of distribution. Okay, so that is really where the bearish bias is coming from, if that makes sense. There's that imbalance. Dow hit the objective already. Did anybody take Dow shorts? These are really clean. It's like if you're just looking at it from like a 50% perspective, because usually when I have an imbalance as an entry, right, but it's way too big, I'll use only 50% of it. or I'll use a liquidity sweep into it. But in this case, 50% was more than enough. There's a 1 to 3, and then to our daily objective, it's a nice 1 to 5.5. Nas shorts, yes. Balance looks very similar. Yeah, this liquidity sweep on Dow is really why we're moving a lot more on Dow. That's why on Nas we're kind of slacking to move lower. But it's because of that no liquidity. But a great divergence example. Great divergence, because look at all this. S&P, right? Dow all came into a previous area of distribution, swept internal liquidity, and have continued moving towards the downside. On S&P, I'm looking at that previous daily low as an objective. Okay, that first intermediate low that was created during Asian session, that is also a nice take profit area. So now that I have you guys all here, let's kind of set a date for starting this 30-day of streaming. I really want to stick to this challenge. So I'm thinking August 30th is on a Wednesday. Let's see. We're already going to stream Monday, Tuesday, so we might as well start on the 28th. Okay, yeah, we'll be doing this. How about, so in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today, on the 28th of August, we will start a 30-day stream. Okay, 30-day streaming. The specific time will be New York session, but there won't be like a specific time as to when we'll be starting. Not yet. I will let you guys know a specific time that works best here soon. But as of right now, just know it'll be during New York session. And it'll be later than this one, because this one, I still feel like we start too early. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I know we go through the open and everything, but I still feel like we start mad early on this call, because, yeah. We're getting some slight rejection. Previous area of accumulation on Dow. Previous area of accumulation on SPX. Liquidity being built up to the downside. Both NASDAQ and SPX have created some very relative lows. Hey, good morning, JD. Pleasure seeing you here, brother. SPX looks clean. It looks clean for what? A short? Long, short? Do you guys have any questions, comments, or observations? And Sarah, thank you for asking that question. I'm sure it wasn't something that it was just you wondering. Sometimes you get, I don't know, you like start getting experience in Forex and trading, and then all of a sudden, like, you really, I've noticed this because of my teachings. Like, I've watched videos from me from like 2 years ago, and in 2 years ago, like, it would take me 20 minutes to even break down one fucking asset, like 20-30 minutes. Now I just fly right through it, and I feel like it's because I'm like, I see things, and when I see them, the thought runs through my head, and my mind must count it as I've explained it or something. Because I don't know, I'll explain these things in my head, or I'll see them in my head, and it kind of fakes me to believe that I already explained it to you guys. So that's my bad, but it happens to me a lot. I've noticed that because on my early recordings, I go very slow and like take my sweet time with it. But now, as I've grown in my trading career, I notice I I'm just like, I totally skip structure. Like, I don't explain structure at all. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I used to go lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, blah blah blah, and now I rarely even explain structure. Right? Until Sarah brought it up, I honestly would not even thought that, bullishness. It was just bearish, and I just see bearishness. But it's really interesting to see how your trading has developed and your mindset, your approach, what important to you, what isn't. Not saying that structure is not important to me. I see it so much in my head. Structure was like the first thing everyone fucking should learn, at least, and liquidity. But everyone really starts with structure. It's the easiest: lower high, lower low, higher, higher low, right? It's the easiest thing. And so it's just kind of like, damn. Anyways, I was seeing SPX shorts out of 50-minute imbalance to previous daily low or Asian low. Oh, yeah. Nice. Looking at the same thing. Another 5 minutes before 10 a.m. Nice little imbalance right here to continue moving lower. Nasdaq still kind of respecting that imbalance. And SPX is pretty much chilling right below that imbalance. I personally like SPX a little bit more than all of them so far. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to mark out this bullish imbalance. Okay. You guys see this bullish imbalance? That to me is like the manipulation imbalance. Okay. Why is it the manipulation imbalance? Because it's the one that was created to push or squeeze out positions or previous holders. Right? So then that imbalance gets my attention. Now, what other imbalance are we looking at? This one right here. So now that imbalance gets my attention. Cool. That's the one that's holding down the lines of bearishness. And so here is what I call the overlap. Right between those two. That's the overlap. That's usually what I wait for, is overlap of things. It doesn't have to go all the way up there for this bearish imbalance to be respected and continue to push down. Actually, okay, so let's go to the 1 hour. It's still on the 1 hour. So, because this 1 hour is just about to close, I'm going to focus on the 1 hour instead. And so this is my overlap. That 1 hour imbalance is yet to be yet to be completed. Right? So we're going to leave it right there. Fabio says, do you think that will come to the 32K level at any point? If yes, do you think before or after it made it an all-time high? That's a little bit too much to anticipate. Let me give you a little story here. And it happened to me on Friday. I tried to anticipate a little bit too much on Friday. So my objectives on Friday were this low and that high. I mean on CPI. Okay? Those were my objectives. And so I don't know if Zach is here on the call, but I did this one-on-one with him, and I was like, you know what, bro? I'm going to journal this. I want the high. This was not there yet. I was like, I want the high first, from here to the high, and then I want that low, maybe even lower, right? And so I try to anticipate all of this. I think it was like Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. It was definitely before CPI. It was Wednesday for sure. It was Wednesday night, actually. I do remember now. And we were having our one-on-one, and so I journaled this as a before my CPI. And then I noted it. I was like, wow, like look at what happened. We hit the objectives that I anticipated to be hit. So the levels that I anticipated were on point. It was just the order in which it happened that juked me. But it didn't juke me. I juked myself. You got to understand that. It's like I juked myself because I'm trying to anticipate all of these things from price instead of just letting price tell me what it's going to do. So, for example, let's go over to your question, Dow Jones. And give me 1 second. Let's just review what's going on before I babble on for another 20, 30 minutes. I see this as liquidity potentially, even taking this out. Okay, yeah. So before I go on with Dow. Okay, so now let's go to Dow on a higher time frame perspective. Let's kind of remove all that other stuff. Okay, 32. Damn. It's pretty fucking low. I'm not saying this is why you're asking, okay? Um, I'm not saying at all this is why you're asking by any means. But this one time, I was on a call with Jenna. It was her Australia call, like at fucking 5 in the morning for me. But I would hop on all the time because Jenna was one of my favorite educators in IM Academy back in IM days, and so I wouldn't miss her Monday stream. And so when I'd hop on in the morning, her accent's just fucking awesome to listen to too. I love accents. Like I don't know why, but I listen to people with accents a lot more. As long as it's an attractive accent. If it's unattractive, I can't fucking deal with it. But it's, if I find the accent attractive, I notice that I have a way easier time listening to, for example, an audiobook from somebody that's from London, UK, that has that British accent. I listen to people that have that accent way more on audiobooks than I do with like a monotone, you know, different, I guess, accents. But anyways, getting way off topic. Was on this call with Jenna, and this one time she said, this guy was like, "Do you think, do you think Dow will come? Let's say like Dow's up here, okay?" And he was asking, "Do you think Dow will come down to like 34,200? Okay, this previous area of accumulation." He's like, "I sold there. Check this out." He said, "I sold there, but I'm still holding it." And I was like, what? This guy's really asking if this thing's gonna move like 1,000 points, 1,000 pips back to his entry. He's asking Jenna if like she thinks it's gonna move 1,000 points back down to his entry so he can go break even. You know, so it's I think it's just try not to anticipate too much. Well, I like to worry about current price. Right? I'm not much of a swing trader enough to tell you comfortably that we're going to go back below 3,200, 32K. That would be amazing. But I feel like liquidity has already been taken down there. So check this out. I'll show you why. Liquidity sweep right here. That's internal liquidity sweep. Okay? That's an internal liquidity sweep. And so, yeah, we do have liquidity to the downside. But for me, like, I'd have to see some clear fucking evidence of bearishness for me to be bearish at this point. So until we take out the highs or until we go higher, until we, you know, are up there, I'm still going to be looking for longs, like really long term. You know, before the end of the year, I anticipate these things to continue to bust to the upside. You know, August may be the retracement. August, September, maybe the retracement. But I promise you, fucking end of September, October, November, some of the cleanest price action you'll see all year. And it, for me, I'm anticipating some bullishness on those times. So maybe from here to then we'll get down to 32K, but it's not something I will publicly say or agree to. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's a possibility. I'll tell you that. Okay. I went to or 3 Jenna calls and I didn't identify myself with her way of trading. Yeah, her way of trading is different for sure. For sure, for sure. She's cool. Shorts holding the line. It is 10:03. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling something. JK, I might not even tear it today. I don't find anything super attractive. Like if this Dow right here was coming into an imbalance, see how balance, everything's just wick, except for up here. Like that's the only imbalance that has been created so far. So that's really the only area that I'd be looking for to go short from. Until that area gets reached, so or a new imbalance gets created, my eyes are really just not on Dow. Let's go to SPX and then let's go to our inverted imbalance. Okay, up here up there. Finally, we got the completion of that imbalance. We did already tap into the imbalance itself, and we can dump from there. So just letting you guys know, if it doesn't come into my area and we just dump from where we're at, don't be surprised. It's totally possible. And so basically, okay, I'm not just gonna take a 1 hour fucking trade, right? Like, this is a fat ass stop loss. No, I'm not gonna take that 1 hour trade. What I'm gonna do is wait for evidence in here, and then I'll assess from there. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. So we'll see what happens in there. See, the new hourly candle started. So you have to see, you gotta, okay, look, this is a new hourly candle. And this is the new 4 hour candle. Where do you guys see that for a new 1 hour candle closing? For me, this 1 hour candle, since we're bullish at the start of it, I want to see some bearishness throughout the candle, right? To the lows. Same with the 4 hour. It's creating that wick to the upside. And then we'll see if it creates that fat body to the downside. But just be patient. That's all it is, honestly. It's just a bunch of fucking waiting around. Like, dead ass. If I can tell you my whole trading career, if I realized that I needed to just wait, I would have shortened my journey quite a bit. But you know what? It's not like your mentors don't tell you. I guarantee you, every single person on this call has been told to be more patient on trading, or has been told to, wait for that good probability setup, or that high probability setup. Everyone gets told that, but honestly, until you really, really experience the opposite, you're either going to experience it and love it, or you're going to experience the opposite so much that it's going to push you towards this direction. I promise you. You're going to experience the opposite so much, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, fuck this. Nice little accumulation on SPX. Dow 2. What the fuck are we getting into? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, this is a new week opening gap, or previous weekly opening gap. I like how we're just sweeping the lows and then running higher. But yeah, any moment now, I'm gonna be looking for a nice distribution on SPX. I'm okay with that being on the 1 minute, as long as I get some level of insufficiency. Excuse me. But I will not be looking for that imbalance any lower than the 1 minute. If I go any lower than the 1 minute, it is only because I'm looking for even more evidence within my evidence. The reaccumulation, right? But nah, I don't think that's going to be necessary on this one. If it even shows up, that's the thing. Like, we can be just doing Monday things and building up some liquidity. Tom, you beautiful human being, brother. Thank you for showing your face around, bro. Man, I love you, bro. Miss you. Glad to see you. Tom is asking, bro, I just noticed you can't use TradingView to trade futures on Top Step. How are you doing it now? Are you still with them? Yeah. No, you definitely can. You definitely can. So it's kind of bothersome. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. It's kind of bothersome at moments because you have to connect. So what you do is Top Step provides you with options for brokers. So, like, what broker would you like to go to? Okay, I personally went with Tradeovate, and they go through, I think it's called like Trade Station, something like that. So first you have to go log into Tradeovate. So, or first you have to log in with your broker. In this case, it's, you know, it's called TS Trader for me. I'll drop you the link, bro. How about that? And then in the account settings within there, you get to pick, link to TradingView, and you have to activate it. Now, here's the bothersome part. You have to activate it every fucking 30 days. Believe it or not, every 30 days you have to activate it. So, that's kind of the only annoying part, but here's those are the cons. The pros is, hey, I get futures feed, like this is premium price action, for free because I have a broker that trades futures. You know what I mean? So that's always been a huge plus for me. Huge plus is the fact that I get the futures broker feed without having to pay for the feed on TradingView. Because the feed on TradingView, I forget how much it is a month. I think it's like $34 a month. It's like 300 and something a year for the futures feed. I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong, but if I checked correctly, if I read it correctly, that's what it sounds like. So, anyways, those are your options for those of you who wanted to trade futures, who have looked into futures, see me trade futures or trading directly off TradingView. That's how I do it. I put Tom on the Top Step, but hey, even I know even Tom can tell you guys it is a very challenging challenge. It is a difficult challenge. It's definitely look. I'll read to you guys my parameters directly off Top Step. Okay, directly off Top Step. How much overall drawdown does my Forex funds allow you? How much overall drawdown does my Forex funds allow you? They started with like 10%. Now it's like 12, if I'm not mistaken. But you guys, let me confirm with you guys. How much overall drawdown does my Forex funds allow you? $12%. Thank you, Juan. For me, it's 3%. I am allowed an overall drawdown of 3%. That's it. I cannot go beyond 3%. That's it. And it trails too. Like if I'm 5,000, or let's say I'm 2% in profit, that overall drawdown, that doesn't mean I have my 3% plus my 2%. No. The next day, they'll lift that. They'll trail it. So I went up 2%, so my overall drawdown goes up 2% with it. So I'll always only have 3% drawdown. Never anything under that. So you just kind of give you an idea. I know a lot of people try to do futures, and I can honestly tell you guys, it was futures, the way that I laid out my plan for the futures market, that I really dialed in my trading. Because now I'm like, I used to fucking risk like 2% per trade almost. I had an account that was risking 2%. Can you guys believe that? Like 2%. I twin trade every single one, and I fucking drop 2%, 1% on each one. You know how much my daily drawdown is? My overall daily drawdown is 2%. 2%. And you blow the account. So, with Top Step, and Tom, just hit me up, bro. Let's hop on a quick 15-minute call. I'll just walk you through it. And then hit me up on Telegram. I got you, bro. And then for anybody who's looking into futures, honestly, I feel like Top Step is a great option to build discipline. Like, if you feel like you're not a disciplined person, go pay, $100 every single month while you're in a challenge that's super tight parametered. If you honestly feel like your parameters currently are too tight at my forex funds or any other broker prop firms, I promise you right now, there's needs to be a little bit more discipline. Hold on 1 second. Anyways. Alright guys, so it is about 10:14. Still really early in the day. Dow's coming into that previous area of distribution. I do like that. I do like that. So for shorts, I'm either on SPX and Dow. And only reason I'm going to leave NAS out of it is because NASDAQ didn't take upside liquidity. And ideally, you'd want NASDAQ, the more bearish asset, to take out upside liquidity. You don't want NASDAQ to continue respecting these highs. Like, look at the way that it did it. This is how the difference between this week and last week. Let's say last week we determined that NASDAQ was the more bearish asset. This is what you want to see on a bearish divergence, on a more bearish asset. Sweep of the previous daily high, fall. Sweep of the previous daily high, fall. Sweep of the previous daily high, fall. That has yet to happen, right? So on a bearish divergence, you want to see upside liquidity taken before you can see these really fucking run. This doesn't negate the fact that NAS is still very much bearish, right? It just means that NAS is still building up upside liquidity to then drop price action down. Because right now we don't have enough liquidity to sell down to the lows. That's why across the board, I think Dow and SPX are going to be the better trade for the short long, today. Because Dow is still respecting the 15-minute. SPX. Let's see. If Dow respecting this 15-minute. Honestly, if we sweep that high right there and then just continue dumping, that would be like my internal liquidity, and then I'd love to go short on Dow. To our objective that we mentioned earlier today. I think it was 35,180. That's what I'm seeing here. 35,180. Yeah. And this guy, yeah, you want to see some imbalance to the downside, because otherwise I'm not trading it. Some break or imbalance to the downside. Otherwise, we'll just remain bullish and I won't be a part of it. Nate's in the longs. Nice, brother. Yeah, Nate has some crazy ass entries. I don't know how he does these things. Like, I'll show you guys what he sent out to our chat. Here, hold on. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me drop it in the comments here. But yeah, look at this TradingView link that I just dropped in the comments. My brother Nate, I've always wondered how he gets entries like that. Like that's to me, I never look from like left to right like that. You know, I never get an entry based off something like this over here to the side. I'm always like current price action, looking at it like here, and you know, he really knows how to find these like pinpoint areas that tend to fucking reject like this. Like this is that. It's an insane trade that he's got there. Every time I start looking away from my desk, my dog gets a little bit closer. He knows that I walk him like first thing in the morning. He just gets a little bit closer every time I move. He's so funny. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. A bit tired. Down. Come on, down. Sweep that high. Nothing yet. Right? So, I am going to give it another like 10 minutes. I want to see the next 15-minute candle closure. And honestly, if I don't see anything, I'm probably going to stay away for the day. Go enjoy the rest of my day. And yeah. What are your can I ask you guys? So this is a very controversial conversation. What are your guys' thoughts on the way that Michael approaches his community? Michael being ICT. I know I have a lot of ICT traders on here, and so if you don't trade ICT concepts, why don't you? Or have you ever heard of them? And then if you have heard of ICT concepts and you've been actively trading them, do you guys how do you feel about the way he approaches the community? Um yeah, the way he's so discreet about everything. Like I know privacy is a luxury, right? And I've always felt that way. But I mean, who doesn't want to what educator doesn't want to do an interview for the benefit of their students, you know? And I find it very strange that he doesn't do more interviews with people. But this morning he was mentioning that he's not going to be doing any more interviews. And that one interview where he got the one where he got interviewed, like that one has so much gems. Yeah, it's fucking long, but it was very good. He must really trust the bias to enter the 1 minute previous imbalance like that. Yeah, I mean he's very accurate for sure. I'll tell you that. Like I wish I would have seen that. Would have took it. I trust Nate for sure. Or he marks the zone and then waits for a break on the 15-second. Maybe. No comments on ICT. That's totally fine. No worries on that. Oh, okay, then never mind. Oh, I've heard of ICT but never looked into it as I've always stuck with abundant capital and didn't want to overwhelm myself with different mentors. Would you recommend? Uh, okay. Let's draw the line with ICT. For those of you who do not know Michael or who ICT is, he's the author of Smart Money Concepts. And there's a big controversy behind that statement alone. Huge. Because a bunch of people fucking have books out there authoring certain strategies, things, and yeah. Anyways, ICT, when I started, I'm not going to say anyways, how can I say this without down talking on anybody? Because I love everyone that I've learned from. Okay, when I started learning ICTs, I realized that it was like the father version of Smart Money Concepts. I've always been somebody to keep things very simple, yeah, but I've always been a person to ask what happened. Like, what happened here? Why did price action do this? And I always felt like I needed to understand the market in a lot deeper sense. ICT did that for me. It put everything in a very high detailed manner. Very high detailed. If Smart Money Concepts is overwhelming, I would tell you study more Smart Money Concepts so that way it's not so overwhelming. Because again, like I was mentioning, personally I feel like there's Smart Money Concepts, which is your ABCs, and then there's ICT, which is your like advanced concept, you know? And so, yeah, I feel like everyone at some point in their life should go through the course, ICT course. He has them all free on YouTube. Everyone at some point, I'm liking the shorts now, by the way. Everyone at some point should experience his lectures and lessons to see for yourself whether it's something that you would like to dive into more. It's definitely not for everyone. I have many students that have known about him for years and never ever studied more than a few videos of his because he's very difficult to listen to. And he says he does that shit on purpose. Like he makes it hard to listen to, so only the select few will benefit from his mentorship. That's probably the fucking funniest thing I read all day. Okay, ICT is like it's like eating oatmeal with little water in the morning. You know it's nutritional, but it takes so much effort to finish. Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to finish. It took me a year to just finish one of his fucking courses, one of his 12-month course. It took me a little over a year to finish it. I can deadass tell you, I still haven't watched all the videos on it. There's a month 11, I think I stopped at like month 11. And that was only of the 2016 course. He has the 2016, the 2017. He has all these other scout course, OTE course, and he has a bunch of different styles courses, market maker method that he does as well, the market maker model. He does a bunch. Yeah, so, dive into what works best. But definitely start with the ABCs. Which to me I'm really happy I started with Smart Money Concepts. Otherwise, I would have never, ever gotten into ICT. Ever. Guys, ever. Ever, ever, ever. I actually, my wife told me about ICT years before I found out about Smart Money Concepts. Not years. I'm exaggerating. Smart Money I was in Q Bank's course, and then my wife was studying ICT while I was in Q Bank's course, studying his course in 2018. And while I was doing that, she was studying ICT. So she's been on it for a really long time. But I would she's always shown me it, but I never got into it because it was very fucking hard to watch, very hard to listen to and follow. It was super difficult. So I never got into it. But then I studied Smart Money Concepts, and now when I look at Michael's videos, I'm like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're talking about. You know? Like, now I know what you're talking about. Now we can communicate. And so, yeah. That's my challenge, I guess you could say. That was my challenge. SPX shorts looking nice. He talks too much. He doesn't talk enough, to be honest. I've learned that the hard way. Promise you. He does not talk enough. He definitely talks too much about about people and his community of haters. This imbalance gets my attention here. Let's see if we get another stab into it before we dump. Notice here on the 5 minute, we have an imbalance that we're respecting as well. But here we swept that liquidity. Previous 1 minute. So the only reason that I'm not going to take this is the 5 minute. Okay. The 5 minute here on the right. You guys can see we're respecting that imbalance overall. Don't get me wrong, like, we can definitely dump. I mean, I'm just following my plan. And yeah, if you feel comfortable shorting it there, short it. That meets your criteria. Do so. I like this. Like, it's not that I don't like it. It's just a 5 minute for me. But beautiful trade. Boom. To the lows. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Fabio, for sure. It's very nutritious to the mind. Understanding the market in this level of depth. If we continue respecting this 1 minute imbalance on the 1 minute, I will be looking for the short. Maybe I won't position myself at this point, but I don't need the high of the move for me to be profitable, to be honest with you. But the 1 minute imbalance has to get respected. If not, that 5 minutes gonna win, and I'm just not gonna take a trade. But you guys will see if I take a trade, okay? For those of you asking, how do I know if I took a trade? You guys will see me push the buttons on the top left. Yeah, I'll either push the buttons here or I'll pull up the whole trading panel. Okay? And then you guys will see my positions active in the screen. So, yep, 1 minute imbalance got overcame and closed above. To me, that's an invalidated area. And again, it could 100% play out. Let it play out without me. Look, Dow hit that high. That internal liquidity. Yeah, definitely love Abundant Capital for that. Kept everything super simple. I was overcomplicating my trading before I ran into Abundant Capital. For sure, for sure. Matthew definitely put a game changing perspective on my hands. I actually became profitable once I started following Matthew's way of looking at structure. That was literally right my point. That was like the last point, because I was looking at structure like V for Valentino. Not that I could see it as well as he could with his rules, but I was trading V for Valentino and structure, and it was just not working for me. That doesn't mean that his strategy doesn't work. V for Valentino's a beast on the charts. It's just some things will work for you and some things won't. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But if, for example, you know how everyone used to get the same old trading plan, like 5 confirmations, and what are your 5 confirmations, and make it very basic and stuff. Well, if your trading plan is exactly the same as the person next to you, you're basically saying that you're the exact same person as the person next to you. Your trading plan is a direct reflection of who you are. It really is. Like, for example, like I over traded a lot, so I have a lot of things in my trading plan in place to stop me from over trading. Right? Like that's why. I mean, your trading plan is going to look so different. You know, me, for example, that structure that V for Valentino did, it just didn't work. I didn't see it as well as now that I see Matthews. And Matthews was very simple, very straightforward, and super easy to follow. Right? And so that's when I was just like, all right. I took that out of my trading plan, the old way to looking at structure, and I started and stuck with this one, and I have not looked back since. But for sure, it's a direct reflection of who you are. Yeah, I never seen anybody put it the way that Matthew did. He definitely has kept it super simple and easy to understand. Well, guys, liquidity type of day. I said I wanted to give it another 15 minutes. I gave it. It just kept going long. And so I'm going to just stay the hell out. You know, I want to go long from here on DXY. This kind of tells me that we may get these shorts after all, but just after some liquidity sweeps, you know? Yeah, I'm not doubtful on the shorts. I'm definitely still leaning at the shorts. Here it is, Dow. I want to see some shorts for Dow from here. Internal liquidity sweep, previous daily high sweep. Man, I wish I was super undisciplined and just shorted it right there. Sometimes I just want to grab a fucking account and just fucking short it in areas like this. I am going to short it after all. Dow does look ready. This is called a turtle soup. Turtle soup entry. I really wanted to do it, but I honestly I've never taught that, so I feel like it would throw a lot of people off, and I don't want anybody taking trades that are aggressive. So I'm gonna keep my aggressiveness out of the way. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do actually, since we're gonna wait for this thing to play out, um, I'll be right back. I'm gonna just go grab a drink. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a drink, walk my wife to her car, and I'll be right back. But yeah, I do like the longs given DXY is in here, but we'll see. All right, I'll be right back. See where we're at. Okay, Dow's out of the question now. Yeah, Dow's out of the question now. We could still respect this 15-minute imbalance, like sweep this liquidity right here, and then just keep going down, because that's the previous hourly high. That's the 9 a.m. high right there. So if you're looking at structure, okay, structure-wise, this is the range. 50% and above is that internal liquidity. This is a previous area of distribution, and then here is your breaker. So not out of the question yet. But yeah. Nas just kept going long, going towards those highs. Oh no, this is S&P. Bullishness on S&P. DXY. Getting that rejection on DXY now. Yeah, honestly, not like the most attractive longs so far. That's why longs have not really been on my mind. Too much divergence. Maybe we don't short off until NASDAQ takes out internal liquidity. Maybe we don't short off at all, but we'll see. Yeah, no buttons for me yet. And maybe no buttons at all. These NAS longs, holy crap. Like Nate really fucking nailed it with that 1 minute candle. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna call it a day. It's almost my time to hop off the charts anyways. Here in like 10 minutes. So, didn't participate in anything. Didn't take any longs. Didn't take any shorts. I'm just gonna wait for price action to do what it's gotta do, and I'll be back tomorrow for sure. And I'll be back for Technical Tuesdays as well. So tomorrow, not around this time, um, maybe more towards 10 a.m. we'll be doing the stream, okay? So I'll see you guys for Technical Tuesdays. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate your guys' time and energy. I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Trade responsibly. Clap easy. And yeah, guys, much love. Peace. Yo, guys, sorry. The price just barely came into our area, so I'm back. I know whoever stayed, it stayed, right? Whoever stayed, stayed. But yeah, I'm in on shorts on Dow. I'm in on the shorts on Dow. From yay, I'm at least some persons here. Yes. There you go, Cristobal. Yeah, bro. I mean, the short looked really good on Dow. So earlier, I really wanted to short it. Took every fucking muscle in my body to stop myself from clicking that button. But I am in on the shorts. Here, I'll give you guys like a full kind of breakdown on that. Again, just looking at this previous area of accumulation of distribution, right? Internal liquidity being that previous 9 a.m. high. And then I just put my stop loss at the high of the breaker because I really don't anticipate us to go more than just halfway there. And then a 1 to 5 is right here. And then that low that we were talking about earlier today, our daily objective, is down there. So that's my setup right now. So nice little 1 to 7. I'm probably going to end up taking some off at this low. Just because price action's been moving kind of weird today. Or taking its time. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go break even or anything. If it stops me out, it stops me out. But I'm going to let it be right there. Sorry for, calling it short. So, calling our call short. Cutting our call short. There we go. I definitely cut our call a little short there. So, yeah, I mean, it's just the shorts now make sense. Now that NASDAQ took that high, it's London's open. We got London closed. We got a new 1 hour candle here. That's why I'm leaving enough room here just in case we want to go back and sweep that previous 1 hour high one more time before dumping. But this is the new 11 a.m. candle. Around 11 a.m. Eastern is a good time to trade. I always like this window, this like small, like 15-30 minute window around London close. Okay, London close. London close just barely happened a couple seconds ago, right? 30 seconds ago, London market just closed, and it's usually a good point for indices. Believe it or not, it's just, I'm not sure as the reasoning as to why that is. That is just something I've been taught. But I am gonna dig into that because that is an interesting question. Like, why is it that around London open, indices tend to have a little bit more volume, or make that move throughout that 11 to 12, 11 to 1 at 1 p.m. window. Anyways, 7 of you on. I appreciate you guys for reals this time. I'm gonna let you guys go, but if you are in the shorts, cool. If you're not in the shorts, wait for an imbalance, and then take it. We've called out all the objectives for the day. All the objectives or the day were already marked out. So all of these objectives have been shared with you guys. And this gap right here is really bothering me. So I'm just going to take it off. All right. All the areas have been shared. Objectives, goals, targets. Like I said on Dow, though, I'm going to change this one to 1. And then I'm going to take some off right at this low. Right at... Yeah, no, right at the low. Okay? So just so you guys know, I'm going to take some off right at that low. I'm going to round it to 30. Yep. Right there. So those are my 2 targets for the day. Besides that, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'll post on Instagram like how this trade is going. I'll share it on Twitter and on the Telegram chats, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my Monday. Some low risk trade. Trade Locker. You know what? I've been I've been looking at different option trades. I'm so happy Matthew's getting into options. We're gonna be talking about options here soon. I'm just letting you guys know that options is a thing that I am trading actively on Fidelity, and I'm gonna check out Trade Locker, the one that Matthew shared. But I just gotta say, guys, you're killing it. I'm super proud of you for showing up consistently, and for everybody that stuck around. I appreciate you guys for the love, support, and everything. And I just, I want you guys to know that I want to see you guys win. And whatever you guys need, I'm here. You guys have the link on the description to reach out to me directly, right? Directly, you can reach me. On Telegram is probably like the best option I'd advise you to go with. If you hit me up on an Instagram, it more than likely will get lost. I'm just letting you know that if you hit me up on Instagram and I don't answer, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I rarely ignore messages, okay? Unless I'm super busy, but I rarely ignore messages. By the end of the day, I try to respond to everyone before going to bed. It's like one of my objectives. Having no unread messages, emails, or anything like that. No pending transactions, I guess. And so, if you reach out to me on Instagram and I don't respond in a couple days, it more than likely just got lost. I'm just letting you guys know that. But if you reach to me through Telegram, I guarantee you will get a hold of me. I guarantee you we can have a valuable conversation. So if you guys need anything, you know where to reach me. Take care, clap easy, and thank you for your time. For real this time, all right? Love you guys.